Good morning, children. Nice to be with you. I hope you've had a lovely holiday. I'm missing reading to you. Sorry about that. I'm going to read you a fairy story. This is called The Fairy FLUFFIKINS by Michael FAIRLESS from this book. So we will begin if you're sitting comfortably. Nana Janet's here again. The fairy FLUFFIKINS lived in a warm, woolly nest in a hole down an old oak tree. She was the sweetest, funniest little fairy you ever saw. She wore a little soft dress and on her head a little woolly cap. Fairy FLUFFIKINS had red hair and the brightest, naughtiest brown eyes imaginable. What a life she led the animals. Fairy FLUFFIKINS was a sad tease. She would creep into the nests where the fat baby dormice were asleep in bed, while Mama Dormouse nodded over her knitting and Papa smoked his little pipe, and she would tickle the babies until they screamed with laughter. One night she had fine fun. She found a little dead mouse in a field, and an idea struck her. She hunted about till she found a piece of long grass, and then she took the little mouse, tied the piece of grass round its tail, and ran away with it to the big tree where the ancient owl lived. There was a little hole at the bottom of the tree, and into it Fairy FLUFFIKINS crept, leaving the mouse outside in the moonlight. Presently she heard a gruff voice in the tree saying, "I smell mouse, I smell mouse." And there was a swoop of wings, and Fairy FLUFFIKINS promptly drew the mouse into the little hole and stuffed its tail into her mouth so that she might not be heard laughing. And the gruff voice said angrily, "Where's that mouse gone?" She grew tired of this game after a few times, so she left the mouse in the hole and crept away to a new one. She really was a naughty fairy. Next she took to tormenting the squirrels. She used to find their stores of nuts and carry them away and fill the holes with pebbles. And this, when you are a hard-working squirrel with a large family to support, is very trying to the temper. Then she would tie acorns to their tails, and she would clap her hands to frighten them and pull the baby squirrel's ears, till at last they offered a reward to anyone who could catch Fairy FLUFFIKINS and bring her to be punished. No one caught Fairy FLUFFIKINS, but she caught herself, as you shall hear. She was poking around a haystack one night, trying to find something naughty to do, when she came upon a sweet little house with pretty wild walls and a wooden door standing open. In hopped FLUFFIKINS, thinking she was going to have some new kind of fun. There was a little white thing dangling from the roof, and she laid hold of it. Immediately there was a bang. The wooden door slammed, and FLUFFIKINS was caught. How she cried and snapped and pushed at the door and promised to be a good fairy and a great many other things. But all to no purpose. The door was shut tight, and Fluffykins was not like some fortunate fairies who can get out of anywhere. There she remained, and in the morning one of the labourers found her, and thinking she was some kind of dormouse, he carried her home to his little girl. And if you call on Mary Ann Smith, you will see Fairy Fluffykins there still in a little cage. There is no one to tease and no mischief to get into, so if there is a miserable little fairy anywhere, it is Fairy Fluffykins, and I'm not sure it doesn't quite serve her quite right. That is the end of that story. God bless you all, love you all. Jude, Abraham, Jad, Richard and Yemaya, God bless you, love you. Nana Janet saying bye-bye for today. Bye-bye.